Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Cynicalex, and we got the first sneak peek confirming that those villains, that group of villains, was the Sinister Six, or should I say the Sinister Syndicate, featuring none other than Doc Ock at the ready with the first sneak peek, and he is looking ergot. He's looking like a freak. Dr. Octopus and the Sinister Syndicate are set to unleash vengeance in Marvel Future Fight. Will he join your team? Well, he's free to play friendly as long as he's really strong, as long as he can compete with Namor, he will be. So that's pretty exciting. I'm pretty hyped about that because there are a lot of Sinister Six characters who desperately need upgrades, so they should be looking to get one. Let's look a little bit further into the sneak peek here before we take a look at it specifically. This supervillain who can control his tentacle arms freely is willing to put the world in danger to be praised. The Mad Scientist. Check out the new looks and abilities of this villain in his new suit designed to keep him alive. Now, if we take a look at the sneak peek here, it's pretty cool. We see loading new uniform, Dr. Octopus, and then we see the uniform here. It's very ugly, but it's cool. It's very futuristic. It's very ergot from League of Legends, and it's also very ugly. He's very creepy. He's supposed to look creepy because he's dying. In this comic run, he is dying, and he needs a way to stay alive. Now, for all you eagle-eyed viewers out there, you saw it just now. Tier 4 has been confirmed for Dr. Octopus, so you can be excited by the fact that in 2 to 3 months, you can have yourself a Dr. Octopus Tier 4. Hopefully, they buff the Tier 4 drops either this month or next month for the anniversary. This is basically the dire window for them to buff those rewards before players really start to get turned off from the grind of Tier 4. But also not only the grind, but we need more content that really emphasizes the use for Tier 4s, right? We need a refresh of Shadowland that's much harder, and we need a refresh of PvP that is much more balanced and sort of encourages you to build Tier 4s for that game mode rather than just Jean Grey and chill. So that's really cool for Dr. Octopus, but the rest of the video is basically going to be spent speculating on who else we could see and we could be seeing, because a lot of people are confused when they see this Dr. Octopus. They're like, I've never seen this Dr. Octopus before. Where is this dude from? I had to do some digging myself. I had some help from people on Discord, and here is what I found. So this Dr. Octopus is from a 2012 run. It was only like a 6-issue run, I believe, a very short run in 2012 called Spider-Man The Ends of the Earth. Okay, so you can Google Spider-Man Ends of the Earth and you will find it. And essentially what happens in this comic run is that Dr. Octopus is dying, so he kidnaps Tony Stark to make him a suit to keep him alive, even though Tony Stark's not a doctor. And then he uses that new suit, which is the one you're looking at there, in order to do a bunch of shit on Earth, on the moon, to basically terrorize Spider-Man and terrorize a bunch of people. And he has help from a bunch of Sinister Six, Sinister Syndicate members. So we'll talk about who else is in that team, which means who else could be coming in the update, which is really huge. And also keep in mind, for those of you that are like comic buffs, I'm pretty sure this is the run that comes before he takes over Spider-Man's body when they do like the brain swap thing and he becomes Superior Spider-Man. Okay, just so that you guys have a bit more of a timeline going on for that, I think. So anyways, we have Octavius, we have Dr. Octopus here. You can see the rest of the members in this shot right here. Again, Dr. Octopus, he looks like a ball sack. He's supposed to look hideous. He's dying, right? We have Sandman, we have Chameleon, Rhino, Mysterio, and Electro. So really exciting for these guys, especially the ones that we already have in the game. Electro's pretty good, so if he didn't get anything, I wouldn't be disappointed. Like, he's still a really good lead for the Sinister Six, and he's got some support buffs, I believe. And he's also, like, he's still pretty good, right? But then, like, Mysterio could use a massive buff. Rhino could use a massive buff. Sandman could use a massive buff. Absolutely, right? Like, Mysterio and Sandman got transcendences with no uniform, so they could really be getting something here, which would be nice. And then getting Chameleon as a new character, very unlikely, I would say. Very unlikely for Chameleon because his power is like Mystique's, but less cool, right? And he's way less popular than Mystique, so I find it unlikely. Taking a closer look at each one of these villains here, Electro's suit in the comic books really echoes his base look that we already have for him in the game, so I don't see that really being, exercised again. Like, what are they going to do? Electro back to basics? I mean, yeah, they really could do that, but it's almost a 1-for-1 on the suit. It's very, very similar, if not exactly the same as the one we see. So I find that hard to believe, but it's always possible. For Sandman, although, you know, Sandman doesn't really have a lot of different looks, and the one we have for him is basically the one he has in the comics, they could do a more like sandified version of him, like they have for Hydro Man and Molten Man. I was gonna say Lava Man, some Spy Kids shit. But anyways, that is one of the ways that Sandman could be, you know, repurposed. I really do think he needs a uniform, but there are a lot of other characters that need uniforms. So yeah, it's kind of a question mark. But in seeing this comic cover for Sandman, we do see two other characters. A bunch of heroes make appearances in this series because the Sinister Syndicate goes around beating up the Avengers. They go distracting the Future Foundation and all these different groups of heroes in order to achieve their plans. So you actually have Black Widow and Silver Sable helping Spider-Man. So we could see Silver Sable as a new character here. That is a possibility because she is featured on one of the covers and she's featured quite heavily in this run. Some people are saying, "Oh, we're gonna see another uniform for Black Widow." Those people are, you know, delusional. As much as maybe people would like, some people would like a new uniform for Black Widow. There's basically no way, right? It's been less than a year since her last uniform, and this is just way too similar to what she already has from the San Francisco run. So I highly doubt it, right? That one is back to basics, and this one is back to basics. Like they're all, you know, it's actually not called back to basics. It's called Golden Gate Vigilante, and it actually is a little different, but there's no way. There's no way Black Widow gets another uniform. But anyways, moving on from Electro, we have Sandman, we have Mysterio. Now again, Mysterio not that much different than what he has currently in the game, although we do have the movie version right now. And then the default version does look a little bit different. So this one is a little bit more likely, I would say, than Electro, but still not necessarily a shoo-in. It's always difficult with these updates because there are so many characters, right? Beyond the ones that we're mentioning, right? Like Shocker. I mean, there's Shocker as a new character. There's Green Goblin, right? There's Lizard. There's Scorpion, right? There's a bunch of members who are not in this run, but have been in different iterations of the Sinister Six who could be in this update. That's Mysterio. We also have Rhino. Again, same sort of thing. Rhino doesn't look any different than he does in the game. He basically, like, just take away the wrist things and the feet things, and he's basically the same, right? So not too much different here for him, but it's always a possibility that he gets something because he is featured quite heavily in this run here. Then we have Chameleon. This is probably the coolest cover I found when I was looking. Again, I don't think Chameleon gets added as a character just because he's like a discount version of Mystique, but hey, it is possible. We already talked about this, and I wanted to show you guys this to segue into Spider-Man's new suit. So Spider-Man gets a new suit, like a really cool suit called Ends of the Earth, and if you've played other standalone Spider-Man games, you know about this suit. And this is where it first debuts, and it's a really cool suit. It's a really, really cool looking suit, right? And the advertising for these covers is really cool. He'll go to the ends of the earth to save you. Anyways, a really good idea there by Dan Slott and co. But unfortunately, there's no way we're getting into the Spider-Man uniform, which kind of makes me sad because they just gave Spider-Man a Back to Basics uniform, and I feel like they really could have given Spider-Man a uniform now and a Tier 4 now instead. And if they had done that, Spider-Man's Tier 4 wouldn't have competed with Shadow Shell. It wouldn't have, you know, possibly overshadowed Ant-Man, and it would have made a lot more sense thematically to have Spider-Man getting an upgrade when his Sinister Six villains are getting upgrades as well. Like Dr. Octopus is getting a Tier 4, so Spider-Man's getting a Tier 4. Anyways, it's fine. I'm sure a lot of people appreciate the Back to Basics look because it's very classic for Spider-Man, and I think maybe that's what they wanted. They wanted like a classic look for all of these heroes, but like a classic look that's updated, right? But yeah, I mean, we could see this uniform in a year. Who knows? They want to give Spider-Man a uniform every year. It's big money, baby. We know how that goes. So that's Spider-Man's new uniform. But yeah, Shocker, I already mentioned him accidentally when I was talking about other members who are not in this run, but who could be in this update because they're just, you know, always gravitating around the Sinister Six. You have Shocker, of course. You have Shocker. Shocker's really cool. Did I mention Shocker? Yeah, Shocker's really dope. And then there's also Shocker. Yes. There are maybe a couple of other members of the Sinister Six that I haven't mentioned. One that I'm ignoring on purpose is Venom because I think he's much cooler right now as a sort of cosmic god hero. But yeah, you have Shocker, and then you have a lot of the ones that we already have in the game that aren't featured in this run at all, but could be getting something. Like I know a lot of people are hoping, crossing their fingers for Green Goblin tier 3. I think that would be fantastic. Even if he doesn't get a uniform, I think Green Goblin tier 3 would be very cool. But then you have other ones, like I mentioned Rhino already, but then we also have Lizard, who absolutely could use something. He's been, you know, bad since 2016. You have Craven here, same sort of thing as Lizard. And then you also have Scorpion, same sort of thing as well. Although Scorpion was released, I believe, later. Scorpion's quite a bit more powerful than Lizard or Rhino or Craven. He's quite a bit stronger because of his earlier release date. I actually can't remember when he was released into the game. But yeah, he could also get something as well. He has a lot of different looks in the game. Or in the comics that they could put into the game. But yeah, that's basically what's going down. Possibility of Silver Sable, possibility of maybe Chameleon or Shocker or some other Sinister Six member, and a massive villain update. What do you think? Are you excited? Dr. Octopus, this is a really cool look, the Raimi Spider-Man, but I also really like the Urgot. I think it's very unique, and he has one of the most unique sets of looks for any character, so I dig it. So yeah, hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. Smash the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.